Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dale Minyo. 1.13 inches of rain since last night. That brings my total for the last 2 days to 1.49. Hopefully you got some of that as well. Let's check into today's weather, brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
On again, off again showers through the rest of this afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that Ohio Ag weather update. No major changes here. We're going to be seeing moisture linger through the evening, then dying off overnight tonight. Can see an additional 1/4 to 1 inch of rain, I think, from this point forward. And as we move into tomorrow, we'll see a slow dry down with a mix of clouds and sunshine, better sunshine potential as the day wears on. The end of the week up in the air right now because I think it depends on what exactly this hurricane wants to do coming ashore in the Florida Panhandle overnight Thursday night into Friday. Models consistently want to try and pull some moisture all the way up into our neck of the woods, so I'm watching to see where this low really wants to go. I'm Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Joining me from Fairfield High School in Butler County is Katie Rydell. And Katie, you've been teaching for 23 years. You don't look old enough to have been teaching for 23 years.
Thank you. Yes, I've been teaching for 23 years, mostly all here in Ohio at various different schools. And I've been the last 5 years at Fairfield High School in Butler County.
And how many years have you been involved in the Grow Next Gen program?
I've been with the program pretty much since the beginning. So I've been with them for about 9 years, and I kind of stumbled upon it at a district change of employment, basically. And I had taught biology and anatomy my whole career, and they wanted me to teach environmental science. And I was kind of floundering around and kind of lost for content. I wasn't a big environmental person, so I was like, where should I go? And stumbled upon Grow Next Gen and the resources and just the outreach and the amount of materials and things for my kids was unbelievable. So I jumped on board, and I've been here ever since.
So what did you think of the opportunity to now teach a new thing with what you hoped would be good supplies? What'd you learn in the classroom? How did students respond?
Well, it was great because, I have a farm myself, so I had brought in stories about my adventures on farm, and the kids always were asking a ton of questions and really interested. So to me, agriculture has always been a passion of mine. So this program allowed me to do my job, but to infuse it with that agriculture background and give the kids more agricultural experience, because predominantly my career has been within the urban setting. So it was great to be able to give them that exposure and then bring their science curriculum to real life. So now when they drive down the road and they see soybean fields, they know exactly what that is and why we're doing it.
And you were telling me before we got started, you actually had a student at one point that came up and said, hey, someday I'd like to be a farmer. And you're like, oh, wow, I may have an opportunity here to help this person. And it was just fascinating that the way your face lit up, that this student had an occupation in mind, and we could help make the connection.
He wasn't even in my class. He had heard from other students that, we did this farming stuff in Miss Riddell's class, and it was great. And so he came to me. He was an inner city kid who had never had a farming background. Parents had never been involved in agriculture. And he said, I want to be a farmer. How do I get started? And it was like my biggest joy because I had planted that seed. So now he is a sophomore at Wilmington College in an agricultural program, which he would have never been exposed to if it wasn't for this program bringing it to the classroom.
Describe some of the classes that you've taught and what student reactions have been and how that's affected how you'll approach that in the future.
Predominantly right now I teach biology. So, for instance, photosynthesis tends to be a very boring unit for our kids, and they don't typically enjoy that unit. Now that I have put together, some of the Grow Next Gen materials and lessons and have showed, the importance of photosynthesis and how we tailor this in our everyday life, it gives it more life to them, and it gets them more excited about it. But that's just one example, from a biotech standard. Kids all know DNA and testing and things like that with biotech, but how do we use this in a real life example to produce more food for a growing population so the kids get excited about that?
And thank you, Katie Rydell. Back with more after this.
In any year, your best harvest is only a few upgrades away. Seed Consultants exclusively serves the Eastern Corn Belt, combining our deep knowledge of local conditions with high-performing products fit for your acres. Most importantly, our customized services put our products and your business in a position to succeed. We help you start with better to grow your best. Visit seedconsultants.com to learn why our products and services are simply better.
Time now for the Midday Market Analysis provided by Lice Mercantile and sponsored by Brandt, helping growers take control for over 70 years.
I'm Ryan Metzger with Lice Mercantile providing your crop rating recap. The National Good to Excellence was left unchanged on both corn and soybeans. Corn was rated at 65%, which is 12% ahead of where it was this time last year, and soybeans were rated at 64% good to excellence, which was 14% better than this time last year. Harvest continues to roll on across the country. Corn harvest advanced 5% to 14% complete, and soybean harvest advanced 7% to be 13% complete. Please visit our website, licemercantile.com, to learn more about our grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
And thanks, Ryan. Today's market's brought to you by Seed Consultant. Simply better performance. December corn up a half at 4.14. November beans up 11.5, now at 10.50 3/4. The July wheat 6.15, down 2. Cattle and hogs are both mixed. This is the Ohio AgNet.